The president defended his record on voting rights in a marathon press conference before the vote, which covered all the major issues facing the White House. Vice President Kamala Harris will join us live after these highlights from senior White House correspondent Mary Bruce. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, for over an hour and a half, the president was grilled on his first year in office. He highlighted his accomplishments, but with his top legislative priorities still stalled in Congress and his poll numbers lagging, the president was also forced to play defense and admit he is going to have to make some changes. This morning, President Biden conceding he has to break up his sweeping agenda if he hopes to get anything done.
Yes.
Do you need to be more realistic and scale down these priorities in order to get something passed?
No, I don't think so. I'm not asking for castles in the sky. I'm asking for practical things the American people have been asking for a long time.
But so far, that strategy isn't working. Is there anything that you are confident you can get signed into law before the midterm elections?
Yes, I'm confident we can get pieces, big chunks of the Build Back Better law signed into law.
The president eventually acknowledging he will have to settle for smaller victories and push for parts of his massive social spending bill.
I think we can break the package up, get as much as we can now, and come back and fight for the rest later.
And with members of his own party standing in the way of his push for voting rights, the president says that may have to be done piecemeal, too.
I also think we will be able to get significant pieces of the legislation if we don't get it all now.
1 year ago, Biden came to office promising he could cut deals with Republicans. He insists he didn't overpromise, but says he was caught off guard.
I did not anticipate that there'd be such a stalwart effort to make sure that the most important thing was that President Biden didn't get anything done. Think about this. What are Republicans for? What are they for? Name me one thing they're for.
And on the pandemic, the president touted his response so far, but also admitted a misstep.
The idea that on testing we should have done it quicker, but we've done remarkable since then. I don't view that as somehow a mark of incompetence.
And as tensions with Russia rise, the president making news, predicting Vladimir Putin will invade Ukraine. But Biden raising questions over how the U.S. and European allies will respond.
Russia will be held accountable if it invades, and it depends on what it does. It's one thing if it's a minor incursion and then we end up having a fight about what to do and not do, et cetera. But if they actually do what they're capable of doing with the force amassed on the border, it is going to be a disaster for Russia.
The White House later clarifying that any movement of Russian forces across the Ukrainian border will be met with a swift, severe, and united response from the United States and our allies. Now, the president also outlined a bit of what we can expect in year two, admitting they've had some communication challenges. He says going forward, he's going to be spending a little bit less time here in Washington and more time out in the country speaking directly with voters. Looking ahead to the midterm elections, the president says he's going to be deeply involved out there making the case for Democrats. And as for 2024, George, the president setting the record straight. Yes, he is going to run again. And he says that, yes, Kamala Harris will be his running mate. George.
Mary Bruce, thanks very much. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.